Hello gang, good to see you again. Of course, if you're tuning in for the first time, I am the Articulate Grunt. Welcome to my channel. Now, it's been a while since I posted, as you may have caught from the title. It's actually been about 6 months, both for personal and legal reasons. So, if you want to know what happened, you're morbidly curious, stick around. If you really don't care, not interested, want to move on, I understand. But, if you are interested and you're still here, let's get down to it. I'm a former Army officer. Obviously, I'm out now. And in 2010, I took command of a training company. Now, I'm not going to use personal names or unit names and designations just for legal purposes. But I took command of the company and immediately started noticing there were some issues with some of my training sergeants, my training NCOs. And I gave them the chance to fix their shit. It didn't happen. So I started keeping notes and ledgers and started basic investigations. Led to a number of things, including one of my senior NCOs being reassigned to a desk job at the company where he no longer had access to trainees, male or female. Now, this didn't sit too well with a lot of people, especially the command sergeant major, the senior sergeant NCO of the battalion. But there wasn't much they could do about it. Now, while all this was going on, CID, Central Investigations Division, the internal investigators of the Army, came to me about a fellow captain. I knew and had spent a lot of time with, black officers it happened to be, that they were investigating and had a lot of questions on. I had already seen a few things and was toiling with what to do about it, what was the right course of action to take. With them coming to me, I took what I thought was the right course of action, I provided the evidence and knowledge I had, and I even testified. And that pissed off a lot more people. Finally, January of 2011, a female trainee under my command was raped. And command just wanted it out of the way, swept under the rug. Who cares what the Pentagon says, Department of Defense, as far as responding to and taking care of such things. It looks bad, it sounds bad. They wanted it gone. Sorry, not happening on my watch. I made sure she got the physical and psychological help she needed. As a result, though, it was decided that I had lost the faith of the NCOs, that basically I had lost the faith and support of my sergeants. So, they had me promoted to a desk job at brigade. Basically, I got moved up the chain of command to brigade command, where I could help oversee and run things. They got me out of the way is what it was. And I was promised another command in a non-hostile environment where I could get things online and everything. Well, that wasn't forthcoming. So, I started digging around and trying to promote myself, trying to get another position, and thanks to a friend of mine, I was informed that the Sergeant Major's Club, basically the senior NCOs that all talk to each other, my name had been spread around as a rat bastard that you couldn't trust and who would fink you out of the first opportunity, and that I wasn't getting another command. So, with that, I got a couple other jobs, got some damn good jobs. It feels good to be able to cut and do that before due to regulations, inappropriate activities and behavior of an officer. Anyway, I got some damn good jobs, but it became pretty blatantly aware that I wasn't getting off post to another assignment where I could get a command. I wasn't getting a command there. Now, what that means in the Army is that as an officer, you don't have command, you don't get promoted. I'd never see major. And if you don't get promoted, you're kicked out. You're gone. You've got so much time, and if you don't make promotion, you're gone. You lose everything. 14 years invested, no pension, no retirement, no medical, nothing. So, another friend of mine had been wanting to do it for a while, his medical officer. I told him to go ahead, and he initiated a medical review board on me. Both of us knowing damn well I was going to fail. Because I spent 3 years in medical recovery after Iraq, where I got blown up and shot up a bunch of times. And sure enough, I failed the medical review board. I actually got rated at a 90% disability by VA. But when that paperwork came down, a friend of mine in JAG, Judge Advocate General's Corps, gave me an advisory. Stop the videos. He watched them, others watched them. So a few still subscribed on here that were around during that time. And command was aware and watched the videos. And once that medical came down, they could start recording. And as soon as I was medically discharged, They had 90 days to recall me as an officer, and I could be recalled and prosecuted for behavior on becoming an officer, number of other things. And he advised me that basically doing the videos was really, really risky. That they could, if they could pick out a couple of things, they could call me back in, prosecute me, basically send me to jail and take all my benefits, everything. So, there you have it. I immediately stopped doing the vids. I know I had just put one out a couple of days prior, and as soon as he told me that, I had to stop until I passed that 90-day window where they can no longer recall me. I am a civilian, and I now have the freedom of speech just like anybody else in the country, and I'm no longer prosecutable under UCMJ, Uniform Code of Military Justice. That was last weekend. So, here I am. I'm back. I plan to do more videos. I got a bunch researched. It's just getting the recording time. Plus, I'm out in the civilian world and still trying to find a job. Moved into a new house, but I got to find employment. And just because I know some of you are going to be curious and asking, the young lady, she's active duty Army. She's out there. She's doing wonderfully. She's since gotten married and just had a baby. The captain I testified on, they didn't do a thing. He was guilty as sin, and he just made major. And as far as the sergeant, the NCO, I posted to a desk. The battalion command sergeant major made him the company first sergeant for the company I used to command. He became the senior NCO, overseeing all the other sergeants in the company. So his toxic behavior, A-OK, and A-OK for anybody else. Take care. Keep your heads up. I used to say, keep your head down, take care, and I'll see you next time. Fuck that. Take care, keep your heads up, fight the good fight. If it's there and you can fight it, go for it. It may cost you, but yourself you got to sleep with and determine what's right and what's wrong. I'll see you soon. Bye.